Decline, 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 except what the company pays us more. But I don't have to call customers miserable because they might not be. Some are. Most, I believe, in my heart, are not.
That people who order Uber Eats or DoorDash understood
After
what
he
it's
said
like.
he received a $1.19 tip.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? It's a debate that's been going on since forever. What came first? A driver, delivery driver, DoorDash driver, Uber Eats driver crying in their car, throwing a temper tantrum, throwing food on the customer's door, making content because we didn't get a tip? Or did the no-tip customer come first? What came first, cause and effect? That's the topic in today's real quick video. Welcome back to Mr.BetonYou. I do food delivery in St. Louis, Missouri. That's my market. I've been in the gig economy for about a little over 4 years, full-time for 3.5, 4 years. No-tip customers used to set me off on a rant. Petty Pedro would come out. I don't understand why these people don't tip. Oh my God, they're miserable clowns. I've called them clowns. I've wore a nose while delivering to make videos. Crazy. I've seen fellow content creators, fellow drivers cry in their car, like the two gentlemen in the beginning, and I'll show them here again, cry over a no tip or a dollar tip because they're frustrated, because they're trying to make a living and the companies don't care about us. It's a whole nother video though. But what came first? Customers in my comment sections, thousands of times, thousands of customers saying, I don't tip because of this. You guys are lazy or you're bad. I've had bad experiences. I get it. You're fair to think that. I've had customers say, I only tip after service. Most customers do not tip after they got their services. Some do, most don't. Even the ones that say, I'll leave you a tip, they do not leave a tip. They're just playing a psychological warfare to make themselves feel better and to make you still do the job. But what happened first? Let's go back to the genesis. Was it somebody that didn't tip that set off that driver to be crazy like I used to be, to cry in their car? Or was it a driver being bad, not following instructions, not being kind, not completing the order as instructed, that caused the customer to then not leave a tip? Some people, and in most parts of the world, tipping culture is not norm. We've normalized it in America for various reasons. I've talked about this many, many times at length. I won't get into the history of tipping in this country. But this country is a melting pot. And a lot of people that come here and live here, whether you're first generation, second generation, the country that they came from, their mom, their dad, their grandparents, tipping is not a thing. And if you do it, it's because they gave extra grand service and it's like, here's $1 or $2. We as Americans have normalized it. Many of us drivers feel entitled to a tip because if we don't get one, the company ain't paying enough, so I gotta have it. But what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it the customer not tipping that caused us to act and feel the way we feel about customers that don't tip? Or was it bad drivers, entitled drivers, lazy drivers, not doing good things that caused the customer in return that used to tip, not tip anymore, or feel like they don't need to? Was it customers hearing about drivers making great money? Well, these drivers are making $25 an hour. I only make $15 an hour at my job. Because a lot of people that use food delivery, especially grocery, don't make a lot of money. They're poor. In the same way that many food delivery drivers are poor. We're living paycheck to paycheck, day after day. We have to figure out what bill we're going to pay this month. Many of you and many Americans are facing that. So the tip thing is like, nah, not going to happen. I can barely afford the noodles, the hot dogs, the Salisbury steak, and the Mountain Dew I just ordered. I say that because I delivered those items to somebody that didn't tip today on the Walmart Spark app. And I did it, and it is what it is. But once again, the question, what came first? The customer not tipping, or our behaviors that caused them to be that customer? What came first? Cause and effect. The more and more that I do the Spark app, the more and more I deliver to people that don't tip. On DoorDash and Uber, I did it a few times when I did those apps, but I can avoid it because you can mostly see that order's paying $2 or $3, that person didn't tip. On the Spark app, Walmart will pay you $20, $30, $40 sometimes. And the customer or customers in that order don't tip at all. But the dollar valuation, the time and the mileage makes sense. Not gonna pass it up. These Walmart Plus customers, whatever, they're gonna get their groceries. It's different. And I think for consumers, it's different. But they don't understand, it's actually a lot easier to go to McDonald's and pick up your Happy Meal you didn't tip for than it is to shop, bag, load, and unload and bring to your doorstep. Grocery shoppers and delivery drivers doing those should be tipped more than food delivery. If you don't, I'll debate anybody in the comments about that. But what came first, the chicken or the egg? The customer not tipping or us not doing a satisfactory job? And why do you think? And if you're a customer, let me know in the comment section. You're probably not. If you're here, you're probably a delivery driver. But maybe the algorithm popped and this video is being seen by a lot of people. Maybe it's my lucky day. If you're a consumer, why don't you leave a tip? Is it lack of education? Do you think we're making a lot of money? Do you feel like you just don't have it? Why do you order it if you don't have it? Why not get it yourself? What are there blocks? Do you not have a car? What are the roadblocks there? No shade, asking questions. I think I know the answers, but I want to hear from consumers. Maybe the video popped. If you guys hit the thumbs up, maybe we can get there. What came first, the chicken or the egg? At the end of the day, tipping in America has reached a boiling point. People are tired of tipping. They're tired of us talking about it. They're tired of seeing delivery drivers crying, literally crying in their cars or making videos, calling them miserable, clowns, stupid. I've done those things. I've done those things many times. I'm trying not to anymore. I'm trying to have a better understanding and realize what's the dollar amount? Is it worth my time? That person might be miserable because they didn't tip. That is the case many times. But also other times they're not. They're just somebody that either can't afford it or they just don't know, or somebody else ordered it for them, or they ordered with their government assistance on the Spark app or other apps and it's groceries, and they can't tip because it doesn't allow. And they had just enough money to get the food they needed that week. And then the company then, if they come in and pay me enough, I will happily deliver it. What came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, the chicken or the egg? The customer not tipping or us being so mad and petty that we give the customer that didn't tip bad service on purpose? Some of y'all have done that. Or we say something to them, or we don't accept it, which we shouldn't. If it's not worth your time, don't accept it, tip or not tip. If it's not worth your time, if it's going to a bad neighborhood, if it's 10, 20 cases of water, we've seen it, and customers don't tip, and they're on the 7th floor. We've seen it. Those people, special place for them. But if it's not worth your time, don't do it. And then, when we hit decline, the customer waits longer, do our actions impact them? Well, I ordered DoorDash last week, I ordered Walmart last week, and it took forever, and the estimated time was 2 p.m., but I didn't get it till 4. Not realizing if they would have tipped, they might have got it at 2. But now, does that customer want a tip for the bad service they got last week? Probably not. But once again, if the algorithm popped, maybe customers are seeing this. Maybe some national TV station is going to have this out there on Good Morning America tomorrow. Look at this crazy guy on YouTube talking about tipping. Let's talk about it. This is a topic. Do you tip? Maybe with your help, we'll get there. Consumers, knowledge is power. I want to educate y'all. Most of y'all are good people just trying to get by. Consider leaving a tip if it's in your heart and you can afford it. Drivers, stop crying in your car. We're going to be okay. And accept orders that are worth your time. If it's $2 or $3 on a DoorDash or Uber Eats app, don't ever do it. Ever. If it's $7 for 100 items on Walmart Spark, don't do it. Decline it so the company pays us more. That's all I've been saying for a number of years now. And I can say it, and it can be true, and I don't have to call customers miserable because they might not be. Some are. Most, I believe, in my heart, are not. But they do lack a general knowledge or information. And I make these videos in hopes that maybe a couple customers can see it, and next time they order on Walmart Spark or Instacart and it's snowing and they haven't shoveled their driveway and there's ice everywhere and that's why they don't want to drive, maybe they'll think about not tipping next time. because we're out there doing that for them, and the companies don't care about you, the customer, or us, the driver. But what came first, the chicken or the egg? Once again, I am Mr. Bet on You. I am in St. Louis, Missouri. I do food delivery to take care of my family in our humble abode, and I do okay. And I'm blessed and grateful that I have the access and opportunity, and consumers order, and most people are good, and I see tips, and I can do okay. But many of my drivers out there aren't in as good of a market as me. Maybe they're brand new, they're discouraged, they don't know that they can decline. They think they have to take a lot, and they think they have to do all these crazy things that the company wants us to do and some consumers want us to do. You don't have to. And that's for you newbies out there. You don't have to do it. And if you're not making good money, don't hit record and start crying about it. Customers don't care. You might get a GoFundMe and it might pop, and you might get something like that $11,000 that delivery driver got for walking a mile in the snow because the customer only gave him $2. Hey, he deserves that 11K. I got no problems with it. But instead, as drivers, let's take better care of ourselves by making better decisions and not putting ourselves in a position to have to deliver for $2. Decline, 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 accept what's good. That's how we win. See you in the next video.